I gave myself to you. Gave myself to you. It's so not nice. Not nice. When I wake up every morning, I never pray to my God. If you are just tuning in, this is Real Music Studio right here in Delaware State, United States of America. Doing it live with Real Papa in studio. Interviewing today is an upcoming artist from Ghana. A powerful man of God is joining this podcast today. Reverend Quado from Ghana. If you are just tuning in to this broadcast, we are advising you to please share this work because your fans are not my fans and my fans are not your fans. The more you share our work, the better. I was sing for Jehovah. I was dance for Jehovah. I gave myself to you, Baba. I gave myself to you. I'm here with my body. I'm here with my soul. I'm here with my body. Please save me from my sin. We all understand how Africa network is. In and out. It's not stable. And I think Reverend Quado will be facing a lot of difficulties to come online today. But however it is, Real Papa cannot give up. Real Papa is a businessman. I put business first. He comes prepared to fight the war. If we will not get Reverend Quado, we'll take the interview directly, focusing on our co-host, guest of honor, Reverend Quado, Reverend Wissing, Benita Wissing, Benda Wissing. We are coming live to you from Real Music Studio with a Sunday service, bringing our way, praising God, recognizing God's presence. And this cannot be done just by Real Papa alone. Like I said, if you are just tuning into this broadcast, we are advising you to please share this work and call other people to come and get blessed. We have a powerful man of God today in studio with us on the other side of America, North Dakota, to be specific. And if you don't know, now you know. The Harvest Fire Worship Center, our head pastor, will be speaking to us today in studio. We worship you. We give you glory, my God. Hey. Every power by your name, Jesus. Jesus. Hey. Trouble, so special God at your name.
your name. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. My God, what part is so they call you in praise, my God? They shout your name, oh. Hey, you can't deliver them, my God. By the mention of your name, every knee must bow. Oh, Lord. Hey, there was an
Prophet Chris Smith voice is recording already now.
sing that dream
And we'll just be doing it easy and slowly until the after hour comes.
You have been good. Dear God, good day, and how you doing? Is this the world that you created from beginning? From beginning? From beginning? From beginning? Dear God, good day, and how you doing? Is this the world that you created from beginning? Dear God, good day, and how you doing? Is this the world that you created from beginning? I've had many questions on my mind that I cannot decipher. Many things going through my brain, but before that, the Lord's Prayer, the Lord's Prayer, the Lord's Prayer. Our Father in heaven, holy is thy name. Thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth. Give us each day our daily bread, and forgive us of all our trespasses. Looking around, I see many misfortunes, so scary things spreading in the news. People dying like flies. The earth has turned into a graveyard site. Dear God, what's happening? Dear God, what's happening? Dear God, what's happening? Spread your healing hands and save every nation. Good day and how you doing? Is this the one that you created from beginning? How you doing?
Now, since we don't have our guest on here today, we will be taking it right to our co-host, Pastor Belinda Wilson, and we'll be talking to him from digging deep into a lot of different things on here.
Like flies, the edge has spread into the graveyard side. Please God,
if just in case,
please God, do forgive us.
Reverend Kwado from Ghana cannot come in because of his network.
Yes, I pray for forgiveness.
We will be taking the interview
Pray for forgiveness from
to our co-host,
and I pray
discussing
from
a
you.
lot of different important things.
Please God, do forgive us. Father, I pray for forgiveness on behalf of different nations. I pray for forgiveness on behalf of that continent. I pray for forgiveness on behalf of the service.
Pastor Wilson,
Bless you, sir.
God bless you. And I don't know how to say thank you for honoring our call when we needed you the most. You are a very busy person, and you are father to many children. I cannot take this take you for granted. I cannot underestimate what you have done. I must remain humble. I must remain respectful. Thank you for showing up. A lot of people who have had this opportunity and they turned it down, and you still stood up and stood tall for us. How you doing today?
Well, I'm great. Thank you for the invite. I truly appreciate it, and I remain humble.
We are Real Music. This organization was founded during the height of the pandemic, and 6 months ago, we secured a building for our family, and I turned the building office space to a studio with the mindset to provide leadership, education in music, business practices, and enrichment of knowledge to young people around the world. And with that goal, we have immensely been working with 75 plus upcoming artists globally, taking their music from the dust, cleaning it, and putting it on the shelf for people to listen to it, and people to follow their social media handle, and people to worship them, and people, no, not people to worship them, but people to give them respect, because I worship God, I don't worship man. For people to give them respect and value their creativity. How do you look at that?
Well, I think it's a good venture. Like today, we were preaching in our church, and there was this key point that we sent across. We said that if our religious activity is against mankind, then it does not fall in harmony with God's purpose. So everything that will develop people is what God will honor. And so the idea and the step and the passion to turn your personal facility into, these kind of platform to reach out to people, I think is the best thing to ever do. And there is always a reward for such.
Yes, let's go on. Let's go on. The network is just tripping. I'll get it back on.
Yeah,
Let's
you
go
know.
on.
So that is that, at least you are there to. The world is boring, the world is busy, it's a commercial society. And so you that make up time to be able to send out information, we are in the information stage. And also you also there to entertain people through music. I think that's the best thing God will honor as well. So we truly appreciate the fact that you make these sacrifices just for the sake of God's people. God bless you.
And looking at you, looking at your life, looking at what you have done with all of the glory associated with you, with all of the blessings associated with you, how it is today, North Dakota, with you today.
Well, bless God. I remain humble, and like I always say that whatever that is happening in my life is not about me, it's about Him. Because I'm a servant and I remain one, and I remain humble to this. Being in North Dakota is an expression of obedience to God. I have toured around the states and the cities of the US, if not all, but almost all of them. But strategically, God sent us out to North Dakota. And what we see today is an outcome of being obedient to the call of God. Because being in North Dakota, souls are saved, lives are transformed, sons and daughters God have used us to raise up. People who lost track of life socially, spiritually, God have used us over the time to read the red den and set their life back on course. And so being in North Dakota is just an expression of our obedience to the call of God.
You nailed it, you said it, and you said it the right way, and this is what I was expecting from you. And you can see how humble our man of God, our co-host, just coming at us. And we will still remain humble and go to him with that same humble. Today, your service, I follow your service. I was following while I'm in studio because I don't sleep. I have to work. I have staff that are backstage, but as a leader, if you are sleeping, your staff will be sleeping.
Sure.
So if they don't see me sleep, they are not sleeping. And they are backstage right now. When the camera just tripped, 3 people backstage got concerned. They were working like something else, trying to put the camera back because we have to be on everything at every time. We are not underestimating, even if to just talk to you, we are not underestimating. We are taking you as a high-profile guest. Now,
thank you.
Let's dig back to your services you have been conducting. I want to give you a surprise right now that we have followed you and we've been following you for some time. Let's listen to this clip right here.
You are good, you are good, God. You are the eyes I used to see. a thing exists. There is no purposeless person on the face of the earth, and there is no purposeless things on the face of the earth. The only problem is people's inability to discover their purpose. But everything, according to the word of the Lord, in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, everything has a purpose.
Now, from upcoming artist perspective, when you were on the Max Singing, with real music staff, therapists, and everybody associated, our social group, and everybody associated with real music, our owner judges, look at you from an upcoming artist perspective singing. And then we got concerned again on the next clip that has to do with you preaching on purpose for everybody. We took that message seriously for upcoming artists around the world. How do you coincide these messages? How do you take these messages and transform it and make it easier to understand to your congregation? How?
Well, thank you for that question. The first thing I always said to my people, I'm not called to do what is convenient. I'm called to do what is commanded. And so sometimes I get on the pulpit based on the leading of the Spirit and the atmosphere that is created. You will find me worshiping in the form in which you saw me do. And then another time you saw me teach and preach. But I always do these things by the leading and inspiration of the Holy Spirit. I don't do it out of my flesh. Because if I do it out of my flesh, my ideas, my education, it's not going to yield fruit. Because men can convince, but it is the Spirit that conveys. And the ultimate goal of any preacher is to allow the Spirit to convict the people, because changes comes through conviction. And so when I listening to the voice of the Spirit and doing things according to His will, we see the result, the transformational result. And so our goal also, we teach and preach based on the prevailing circumstances, and it also surrounds our goal and our missions in life. And one of my goals in life is to build the human capacity of the audience that I preach to take them from the place of mediocrity to the place of height. That's my goal. And so when you heard me talking about living in purpose, is to bring the audience back to the ultimate objective, the ultimate reason why we were all created. There is always a purpose attached to any existence. And like my reference will say that when you want to know the purpose of a thing, it's always good to ask the manufacturing company of that thing. Go back to the menu of the thing. When you read the manual is going to tell you the use of the thing. And so for us as human beings, the Bible is our guide. The Bible is our manual. Once we read the Bible, we fall in alignment with divine purpose. So that's just where we stand.
Thank you so much. And that's the same messages I have been preaching or giving to upcoming artists around the world. You should have purpose for your life, and you should take your career as a business, for which it may not be the same as the church. Okay, now let's consider that you are talking to an upcoming artist right now who does not see their career, their life as purposefully. They don't see it that way. What will you say to them?
Well, then like I always said, there was a quote from one wise man. He said, if the purpose of the thing is not known, the use of that thing becomes inevitably abuse. So never you put time, effort behind something if you don't have kind of objective or purpose. If purpose is not attached to it, then life is meaningless. Then it means that you are misplaced. So whatever field, like singing, as an upcoming music, be intentional about what you do, especially your gifting, your talent. You got to be intentional. And a person who is intentional is a person who is living and working and singing and doing things by purpose. So intentionality calls for it. Don't just get into it as an artist because you want a present lucrative or you want to entertain. Be intentional that you make impact. That's the essence of our talents, our gifting. We should be intentional, or else you're not going to go far. Some of us that is where we are today, I'm telling you, it takes some intentionality. It takes a very serious pursuit of purpose for us to get to where we got. I remember there were times in life, even though I know God had called me for 26 years, I've been preaching and teaching Bible schools and other things, but with the purpose that I attached to my calling, I went to school. There was a time I had to go to 3 different colleges in 1 year. That same year, I was attending 3 different colleges, just maximizing the time and the days of the week. Why? Because the call of my life, I needed to enhance that call, that purpose with the educations, So I encourage all of our musicians, don't just do it for entertainment, yet it is the ultimate goal, but let it, your mind, your purpose should be for impact as well. That's my encouragement.
Thank you so much. And like I said, when you come close to a wise man and the wise man keep speaking, you keep quiet and listen and learn. According to those who study philosophies. Let me play you a song done by one of our shortlisted artists on here right now. I want you and I to listen to that song carefully and give our analysis, what the artist did wrong, what the artist did well, and if the artist is in studio right now, what they should be doing. I want you to give your music perspective on this song. Let's go for it right now.
Hey, Zubuku praise, this is glorious melody. Big all the things I've been through, they never see my struggle. Day and night I stayed awake for my dream to come true. Now they see me boring, then they want to hold me. You can always be against me, but you overcome me. No, say kada, listen to slow, don't you no, say kada, listen to slow, don't you they always on my name, say I will never be nobody. They always want to estimate my ability. Time to this one, I said no more.
Now, listening to this song, it started with a vernacular, and then he went in the middle to connect God's name and saying he connects his name with God. And the instrumental, his composure, everything. What do you say to this artist if he's listening right now?
Well, thank you. The first thing, I think the artist needs to define his audience. All right. If his purpose and goal is global, then I think he shouldn't have limited it just to the vernaculars. Number one, because not everybody will understand what he says in the vernaculars, the music. That's my first thing. So I think that artist is thinking cultural, just limiting himself to a particular kind of culture. And another thing I see is the sound quality. I think is the beat from the voice is quite different. They needs to improve. This is a constructive criticism because I push.
Yeah.
They need to encourage. They need to encourage. The sound to correlate with the voice, because that's where I see is like he sang in a kind of hoarse voice, and some of the wordings were not coming because whenever you stand to sing, you are like a preacher. You have a concise, chronological message you want to send across. And so you have to be deliberate, clear for your audience to grab what you say. And so I think all artists need to work, on that as well. Think global, come out of the shelf. I understand you want to satisfy a particular culture, but yet it's on this platform right now. So you have to think global And when you're thinking global, you have to be well composed when it comes to the message you are forming and sending out there. All right. Let it be a meaningful message, and not if you are giving your testimony through songs, that is different thing. But and moreover, you see, the essence of praise and worship or gospel music is to glorify God. So I don't know the auto trends thinking, but I didn't hear a place where there is a glory that goes to God for His faithfulness or excellency. So those are just few points I outlined from there.
Thank you so much. This artist is called P. Gay, the Zuduku Praise. And P. Gay, if you are listening right now in Real Music Studio live, is honorable man in studio on the other side of America on his computer, and a honorable man in studio on the other side of his computer in Africa, Ghana, Reverend Daito Kwadu, and then Pastor Wilson. Pastor Wilson has given his analysis of your song, and he nails it. He said, if you want to go global, you shouldn't put yourself into a sentiment. You should come global, and the song shouldn't just be vernacular related. You should come a little bit where people will relate to your song in languages that they understand. And the most easy language to understand right now is English. And I think he's speaking from that perspective. But I don't want to go hard on anything on this song. What I want to say is the beat is not my kind of beat. He needs to come modern. Like I've said it many times on a lot of different platforms. And he did his thing, but he's an upcoming artist. We need to encourage him, and you give the perfect encouragement, Reverend Wilson. Okay, before we go up to another segment on this interview, I want to bring a situation that is currently ongoing. This is a superstar from Ghana. This superstar is called Sata Wale. He's a reggae dancehall artist who thinks other country around his country, Ghana, music are playing so much in Ghana. He even, one of the articles I read about his criticism of Nigerian music is that Nigerian songs are playing too much in Ghana and Ghanaian songs are not playing too much in Nigeria. And Nigerian artists went at him furiously, and the insult was too much on the internet. With you as a spiritual counselor, leader in a community, pastoral head of a church, if you have the opportunity right now to be a counselor to this young artist, young phenomenon of Africa who is chasing his dream, what will you say to him?
Well, thank you. That's a very good question. I mean, there was my take. I live in Ghana I went to school in Ghana for 8 years. I live in Ghana, and as well, I live in Nigeria. I went to school in Nigeria. You know, so what I would advise, the first thing, let's see the commercialization of what it's doing. If you have more Nigerian music, the first thing about Ghanaians, let me just say this before I go further. The Ghanaians are more nationalistic than any other people. Ghanaians rather, they are loyal to their country. And you don't easily infiltrate the Ghanaian culture, because I live in Ghana 8 years. You know, from the airport, you will know that they preserve their culture. They speak the tree. That means you can just infiltrate that system, because when you get to the airport, it's speaking tree, you will not understand, so you will not know what they say. So that is kind of way people will say they're selfish, but that's the kind of way they protect their culture too. You know, even if they will open up. So the issue of the Nigerian movie or music on the Ghanaian is commercial. You know, it's commercial. That taken from the commercial perspective first. So the Nigerians are people that they know how to infiltrate markets. So let's just see that. So they have managed to infiltrate the Ghanaian market with their music. Now, another thing here is, I think the Nigerians improved their style. So there should be a challenge to this guy. Instead of getting angry, it should be a challenge to him to improve, if not to the level of the Nigerian, but at least to improve to a considerate level that you can be accepted even in Nigeria and across the entire world. Because you see, the Nigerians are building their system musically in a way that even the US start to copy. Sinach, the song she sang, you are here, moving in this place. The Americans are playing it on their radio station. What have you? That tells you the extent to which the Nigerians have marketed their product. They have improved it so much so till even the whites are going for their music. And so I will advise and suggest to this young reggae star, improve your game. That's all. Build more on your game. That's all. You don't have to fight. It becomes a positive competition. Challenge yourself by listening, man. I need to challenge myself too, so that my music or the Ghanaian music can be sold in Nigeria and other places around the world. That's my own advice I would give to him.
Thank you so much. And I think Reverend Kwadu has been trying to come on here, and his network is not working. I don't know what happening to networks today. Even in my studio here today, I'm facing a lot of difficulties when it comes to the network. But like I said, giving up is not in my book. Giving up is not in my book. We will keep working until we can see results. No matter what network is doing, sometimes network are doing sit-ons will wake up to reality and start fighting people that want to glorify God's name with a lot of different fights. And we are not giving up. We know those things. We know those strategies, and we will wake up to this fight. So my backstage staff are working to strengthen up the network, and we will get back. But let me take you strictly to this slide. This is Tyler Perry, who's modeled after an old lady. He dresses in a fashionable old lady garments and portrays himself to be the old lady, Mandia or Amandia or something like that.
Madina.
And he has done this so well over many years. Tyler Perry has gone on to build a movie recording studio in Georgia. Looking at his life skills, looking at his way of working, businesses, understanding him from that background, what would you say to upcoming artists around the world who are trying to work hard? What would you say to them, looking at Tyler Perry background?
Yeah, Tyler Perry, from his background, especially when life was not economically stable with him, the guy only discovered his purpose, like we initially said. The guy only discovered his purpose, and he's stuck to it, and he's working. He's doing well, and life is not about giving up. Life is about keep improving on what you think you are called to do. Improve on it. And Tyler Perry has been so creative and innovative to the extent that when he played a role as Mandia, he played very well. The first time I watched the movie with him playing the role as Mandia, I thought it was actually an old lady. It was later on I discovered that, oh no, this was a guy who just playing this character role. And so I think it's about you increasing your game, being creativity, think out of the box. He's a guy, he would have said, let me play another role, but he chose to play Mandia role. He's thinking out of the box because he's purpose on something. And so everything that will make that thing work, that purpose come to fruition, is what the guy goes for. So I think it's about creativity. And I went to Atlanta and I saw the guy's studio dome, he built out there. It's wonderful. Creativity is in place. Man who came from nowhere. It's just the maximization of your purpose and sticking to it. It gave him the results he gets. This is the man who goes places and donate millions of dollars just out of his gifting, his talent, and his skill, because he's creative about it. So it's about creativity, Isaac.
Thank you so much. And this is why I took that message, that video, and trim it and brought it onto this show to discuss purpose of your life. Like I said, I'm modeling after you. Every preaching you have been doing for the past few days, I got in connection with you. I have watched almost all of the clips.
Thank you.
Imagine that. I don't play with that. And purpose in your life matters. I think we have Reverend Quado from Ghana in studio right now. Let's give him the opportunity to talk to him. Let's give him the opportunity to talk to him right now. Reverend Quado, how you doing, sir?
I'm blessed, bro. I'm very, very fine. And how are you doing too?
Wonderful. At least you are online and I'm able to talk to you. I'm excited. I can't trade you for anything. And you have been struggling. I know how bad Africa Network is. I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm kind of
I don't want you to
struggling.
get
The
frustrated.
network is giving me a hell out of here.
Yes, I don't want you to get frustrated. You're doing your best. Okay, let's get to hear from you a little bit. Who are you? Are you there? His network is bad. Okay, since our guest network is so that bad, we will go straight to the computer and take a song. While we're taking this song, Pastor, if you want to get on break and get some water, I will advise you do that, because when you come back, we are going deep. So let's get on the computer
Okay.
and then play some songs and promote other artists a little bit, and then we'll come right back to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cherry, the humble producer. Oh, Lord. Oh, yes, I'm in it. By grace, by grace. I'm in it. You are God grace. That's what I'm in it. You are by grace, by grace. I'm in it. You are God grace. That's what I'm in it. You are by grace, by grace. I'm in it. Your place in my life, hey, nobody can take your place in my life. You are living alone. You are living alone. Nobody can take your place in my life. Yes, nobody can take your place in my life. Sometimes I fall and on the way, you still love me. I make mistakes all of the time, you still love me. And you give me your all. I am yours, eternal. I'm ready soon to see you all. You are mine. You are mine.
Reverend Quado from Ghana.
You are
Welcome back.
nobody can
We are on music break, and we'll be getting to you just after this music to hear from you at least.
You are mine. You are mine.
And this song playing right now is from an upcoming artist in Liberia, Zuba Kutume.
Thank you, bro.
In my life, nobody can take your place.
Reverend Quado, I know your network keep tripping. Let me not take too much of your time. Let's hear from you a little bit. Reverend Quado, are you there? Okay, Reverend Quado is not coming through. We will keep going. Like I said, you there? Reverend Quado, are you there? Are you there? All right. I think he's still facing difficulties with his monitor, his network, and everything around it. Okay. We will take this slot right now. Pastor Wissing.
Yes, sir.
This is This question coming to you directly, and I want us to discuss this slide from leaders.
Please, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you. Introduce yourself and say something. All right. Pastor Wilson,
Yes, sir.
We'll keep going. This slide right here on the screen is focusing on international politics. I know you are a pastor. I know you will not like to go too much into politics, but no man is defined with borders around them when it comes to politics. No matter how hard life is, you have to vote.
Sure.
This is for Kagame from Kagame from Rwanda. This guy took over the presidency after the genocide, and he has transformed his country from that primitive way of doing things. They even have, I think, satellite in space with internet capability. And if you are talking to somebody from his country, they are on high-speed internet like any modern country. This guy has taken his country from the dust to a clean seated position on the world stage. Lots of international media around the world, like BBC, CNN, and what have you, Fox, lots of international media like Al Jazeera and all of those, plenty of them, let me just say, don't like him. I have followed his interviews on a lot of different platforms, YouTube and what have you. There is this BBC correspondent that went straight to him when he came, and then she came on human rights and abuses and accusing of human rights in his country. What do you think this guy should be doing, and what do you think international media should be doing?
Well, thank you. I love when you say that no man is for the politics. You know, we are all political beings some way, somehow, because we have the power to decide to make choices. Um, I try to at least have an idea or edge or advantage over the politics of the day. And so besides me being a pastor, I get involved into both local and international politics as well, at least trying to be informed of what is happening around. And I think economic wise, Paul Kagame is doing super well because from the genocide, we all saw the genocide, that took place in Rwanda. But from that time till now, it has been the God has improved the country till you can never believe. Genocide is just a history right now in Rwanda, but their development is now incumbent on the genocide. Like not to ridicule my country, Liberia, but we still have Liberians saying after 14 to 15 years, we still have Liberians leadership blaming the underdevelopment of the country on the 14 to 15 year past war. Look at Rwanda. They went through genocide. They are industrial professional people were killed. They were massacred. It was so bad between the Hutu and the Tutsi tribe. Yet they have emerged from that. They have shaken the dust off. And listen, man, the people are normal. They're doing well. I have my little daughter. She's in university right now in Rwanda studying journalism from Liberia. That tells you the quality of education they produce out there as well. Economic wise, they're up there to standard. And you rightly said it. These people have placed satellites in the sky. But human being, development is multifaceted. People expect things to be 100%. No. Now, even the US or the Western world is not completely developed. Infrastructure wise, yet they may be developed. Economic wise, they may be developed. But socially, the Western world is not developed because you still have kids putting guns to their parents' hair, standing in courts with their parents to argue on a matter to win, So human by nature will not be satisfied. So Paul Kagame may be doing everything. He may be doing well with the economy. doing well with the, other areas, yet people will still have problems because they expect things to be 100%, and development is not 100%. Development it should be multifaceted, but you can't find that piece around the world. So whatever that you have for now, work with it to reach the full. That's my own suggestion. I think on the overall, Paul Kagame is doing well, and we must give it to him. He's doing well.
Let's look at Paul Kagame and the people of Rwanda. Like America, we have homeless people. Like Liberia, we also have homeless people. Like Rwanda, we also have homeless people. But what will you say to somebody that will watch the video few days from now from Liberia, Sierra Leone, who are in that indoctrinated mind and concept that their life is so bad in Africa? What will you say to them looking at Rwanda?
Yeah, there are certain things. You see, you cannot eradicate poverty from Africa because of the extended family syndrome. For example, if one person emerges from a family that is really poor, you realize the burden of that family financially comes on you. You have your auntie, uncle, nieces, and all those connections trying to connect with you. And so the resources you will have to cater to your immediate family, you will have to share those resources. The guy, it reduces the ability to enhance your economic vibrancy and potency. And so you will always find homeless people because human needs are never satisfied, number one. Number two, you don't have that much resource capacity to satisfy everybody. Everything will take time. And most people who are homeless, I have a kind of different view. You can blame it on that. I mean, you just blame it on your inability to stretch. Like today we preach a message and we are on a series in our church on the title Stretch. In the Bible, Jesus told a man with a withered hand, and Jesus told the guy, stand up and stretch. The guy knew that he had disability. His hands were withered. Yet, he did not blame that disability to say, oh no, I don't have hand to stretch, but he stretched. And he got the result after he did that. So those that we consider homeless in Africa, I think it's their inability to adventure life. That's my thing. And the liability syndrome in Africa is too much, where you want to blame government for everything, where you want government to even build your house, come and put you in there. Yet government will provide at least the initial opportunity for you to use that as a stepping stone. But even if there is no government, you can use the private sector mentality and idea to enhance your life. Well, some people just choose not to make any effort, any attempt, and then they consider themselves homeless. But I think you have the ability to stretch, you have the potential to make life comfortable if you can decide to take the first step in life. That's my own thought on that.
Listening live from Real Music Studio. This is Delaware studio right here in United States of America with Real Papa in studio, and on the other side of America, North Dakota to be specific, is Pastor Wilson teaching us how to be purposeful with life. And on the other side of our interview, struggling right now to hang up or to hold on to the interview, is Dr. Reverend Kwadu from Ghana, who has been struggling since we came live to hang up. Africa Network is not giving him the opportunity for him to get her. If you are there right now, Dr. Reverend Kwadu, how are you doing? Still, we cannot get him. Okay, we will continue with the broadcast. Another question I have for you is this. Upcoming artists that I have worked with around the world: Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, Mali, Togo. They don't, especially for Togo, they don't speak English. They speak French. They will send me the song. The one French I learned back in Guinea that I've even forgotten over the many years I've spent in America. I still try to communicate with them. That's and right. Those artists, some of them are getting to understand what it means to take your career as a business. Some are not still understanding what it means to take your career as a business. looking at you for the many years you spent struggling to own a property that the church you pastor will be hosted in. How did you do it?
More work, innovation, transparency. Be real to yourself. Those are the secrets.
And then,
You know,
what would you say now to upcoming artists who think manna should fall from heaven, bread should be given to them, money should be handed over to them, and the baking syndrome cannot erase from their brain? What will you say to them right now?
well, the lazy culture syndrome is what affecting. Let's be continent-wise in context. African musician. We want people to smooth feed us, bring out our doorstep. And no, life don't answer by laziness. Life answer by hard work. Even in the Bible, when God called Abraham, Abraham needed to initiate the process. And so I encourage all of our young artists out there, put in more work. Be real to yourself. Have a clear goal and don't eat your destiny now. Your goal should not be what I can get now. It should be, how can this thing be impactful out there? How can it attract audience? And some of them, when they initially start this thing, the monetary value they add to it's too hard. It's too hard. Like one author said something. He said the reason why people gravitate towards any book I put up is because my first 3 books I wrote, I put substance into it. I put a lot of work. And so when people read it, it becomes impactful, it becomes a blessing to them. And so they will want to go for any book that they see my name on as author. So to our artists out there, I encourage you, stop looking for self. Stop looking for fame. Your goal should be put more work in it. Can this thing impact people? Will it impact my generation, those that will listen to it? Those are the questions you ask yourself. Be real to yourself as artists, and your motive, should be clear, and put in hard work. Hard work. Don't just sing copyright and all those stuff. Then it's not going to help you, because what you think you're producing, I've heard it before. Try to do the unusual, make impact, do the difference.
And another question, and you nailed it. Like I said, I don't have to repeat everything you are saying, because none of the questions I'm giving you is even you are even stumbling on. You are just a perfect. You are just one of those guests on this platform that I'm not struggling with when it comes to questioning or answering. Okay, we have worked with many upcoming artists from Liberia. We had one of them quite recently that got signed to Real Music record label, because we sign artists. I'm not a musician. I have chosen not to go to studio to record songs. What I've chosen is train people that want to make music to do better music. So I took a young boy from Africa whom I knew his mom, and his mom passed. His dad passed. So one of my friends in the community that we all live in said, Isaac, this little boy, you knew his parents. He's doing music. I have studio, but he's good. And I want you to sign him. And then I said, bro, I don't want to sign artists right now, because Liberian people don't understand what it means to make business. This little guy came on, and I sent him contract. He signs the contract. Every time I ask him, how much do you spend to go to studio? He said, when I'm going to studio, to pay my engineer is $80 for my engineer. So I said, okay, I will send you $100 for every song you will create. It means transportation, feeding yourself in studio is $20. I sent him $80. I spent $3,000 in 1 year time on him. From getting him room with TV to sending him to studio, $2,000 extra. This little guy produced only 2 songs.
Wow.
Only 2 songs he sent to me in 1 year period. And later on, when I got this competition rolling, the first time, when I got other upcoming artists who are in his cycle, friends, and then I created a challenge, and the challenge was sent to him. He went, he screenshot the challenge and posted it on one of the challenges and insulted me. and said, I'm fool. Why people should follow a fool.
Wow.
Listening to that, reading that comment and that screenshot from his inbox when people asked him to support. And then he said, why people should follow me as a fool. Looking at him, I look at him to be a little brother. I look at him to be a son. I look at him to be somebody that is not educated, that needs more attention. What would you say to other artists of his type who other people are spending their hard-earned money to support them, but they are very ungrateful? What would you say to them?
Well, the first thing here, Isaac, you will always find these kind of people around. So for me as an individual, those things, I have braced myself over the years for ungrateful people. They will always be there in every phase and aspect of life. The amazing thing is they shock you because you least expect that it will come from someone like that who was down and with the background. He decided to help him and he behaved the way he behaved. That's the shocking thing on the whole matter. But what I will say to all of our young addicts, you see, whatever help you receive from people, whether overseas or wherever you are, at the end of the day, it comes back to you. You are the prompt beneficiary of it. Isaac is in America. He's doing well by the grace of God. So whatever help and promotion Isaac is doing, it's just to enhance you and make you a better person tomorrow and to be able to market the product like every other person that you are producing. That's what he's trying to do. So if you're not seeing it from that perspective and you're going on trying to insult you and think that he wants to profit out of you, then I think you are not doing service to yourself. You're not being loyal to yourself. You're not being honest to yourself. Because this man is in America. He's at least established. But he's trying to put you, America is a basic place. The Western world is super basic. So if someone like this can take off his time, get behind a microphone just to promote other people gifting, I think it's something that our people said in Africa, when someone washing your back, wash your stomach. So I think for me, in that case, it was complete ingratitude to you and disservice to himself as an artist. So just keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop doing good, Isaac, because that's what we're called to do.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before we climax, let's take one more song and then we'll take a couple of questions and then Eben Londe, and then I will let you go. I think we have Reverend Quado here. I don't know if the network will allow him to speak. Reverend Quado, if you are hearing me, how are you doing today?
I pray so.
We're listening.
Grace abound. I'm doing well, bro.
Introduce yourself. People don't know you. If you're listening, we are asking to introduce yourself. Who are you?
Can you hear me?
All right. So we can't get anything out of talking to Reverend Quado on this podcast, and his network is so terrible. But let's take this song from an upcoming artist in Liberia.
Okay. Well, I'm great. I'm glad for this opportunity to, have a tete-a-tete with you all. Thank you so much for bringing me onto your show, and I'm glad to meet Pastor Benda Wilson.
Thank you, sir.
So, considering like today is your first time to talk to Pastor Wilson, oh my God, he's gone. All right, so let's take this one from Minister Goodness, an upcoming artist in Liberia who reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and said, Isaac, I want you to listen to this song. If you can help me promote, let's promote. I said, if you want to promote, I'm here to promote. Let's listen to it, let's analyze it, and then see what she did wrong and what she did right.
baila mato. Unang baila mato. Unang baila mato. Unang. Oh, baila mato. You are God. You are God.
I was taking the wrong choice music for Minister Wesley.
You are God. You are God like my Lord. Hey, God, Father, you are God. You are God. You are God. You are God like mine. You are God. You are God like my Lord. You are God. You are God like my Lord. Hey, but Father, you are God. You are God. I have a reason to praise you, Papa. You made a way for me when there was no way at all. Hey, my Father, you are God.
Pastor Wesley, this
Yes,
song
sir.
is a praise song from Liberia, upcoming artist, Minister Goodness, Jason. How she did it. What we need to tell her.
I commend her efforts. I commend her work. You are God is the message is exalting God, making him famous, making him big, making him relevant, and all of you. You know, I just want her to continue to pray more, do more, put more work into it, because just you are God, that one stands. So just keep repeating itself. Add it up too. Spice it up, put a better meaning. You are God. What's the next thing you have to say? You spend maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes or 4 minutes or 2 minutes, or 3 minutes or 1 minute on a song. You can just be saying you are God, you are God, you are God. What else you have to say? So we have to just improve our work, put more work in it, think more, be more creative and innovative. That's all.
Minister Goodness, Jackson, if you are listening right here in Real Music Studio, analysis on your song, the lyrics, composition is just the Bible kind of composition, according from translation from what I understand from Pastor Wilson. This is the Bible kind of composition when it comes to lyrics is where from the time John 3:16 was written in the Bible, every version of the Bible you go, even if they change it a little bit, it's still John 3:16. For God so loved the world. Like he said, only begotten son. Whosoever believeth in him shall not perish. It's still the same from the time I was born. You go to King James, it's still the same. Whatever Bible you go to, when you go to that identical thing, it's still the same. So the Bible kind of lyrics need to change. If you are listening from Liberia, Minister Goodness, this is your analysis from a professional person with background in theology who understands worship, the person worship in their own church, and they worship God in a divine way. Okay, let's go to upcoming artists now. Dr. Quado, you want to? Are you okay? Dr. Quado, are you there? He's not. So let's go to the area that interests lots of upcoming artists around the world, creating opportunity for them. Like you are a community leader because you own a church, and you are a pastor. A pastor is a leader, and a leader look out for people they lead. Like you right now, you are leading multitudes of people, children, according for you. And upcoming artists are more like the same children. And we are creating networks that will benefit those who are working hard. Let's consider you have that opportunity right now to connect one of these upcoming artists, whether secular or gospel musician. Are you able to do that? And how will you do it?
So I'm one of those people who put premium on my own kind, and the musicians around me know for sure. Even my music team, I always told them that, listen, man, want to see you guys in studio tomorrow, doing well. So I push my own kind. I love to develop people talents and gifting. Like I said initially, I have been in the teaching field for years now. I taught Bible school, I taught secular school. So I believe in building human capacity and pushing people up there. I believe in putting smile on someone's face. That's me right there. And so I'm always open to want to see gift and talent develop. So this is how I develop and help artists, young artists who needs help. I financially enhance your talent, but again, the product you produce evaluates the product so much so to that it represents you and who's helping you as well. So those are things that I look forward for. And then I don't want artists who ultimate America is what you can get like that. Get stuck. But if you have passion and this is a calling and this is something that you want to keep, you always be in studio. You always be thinking because music has a lot of thinking to create the rhythm, to create all those things. So I'll never gifting.
Your monitor is really giving a trouble feedback.
Who I?
Your monitor, your soundbox is giving terrible feedback. I don't know if it is the network, but
Yeah.
there is some terrible feedback that is coming up. I never got the last sentences that came out.
Yeah, like I said, you hearing me now?
I'm hearing you now, very loudly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm one of those proponents of developing human capacity. I've been involved with teaching. I've been, for many years, I've been teaching secular schools. I taught Bible schools as well. And even now, my fee is still teaching people to enhance and, their capacity. My congregation will tell you about that. Pastor Paul more premium on developing human capacity. And so when it comes to the music world, I also love to develop young artists. And I love to enhance their gifting financially. I can push them up with the little resources that I have. I can also share to enhance. All I need is you produce the substantial, music. Come up with something substantial, something that again I put premium on impact. Let that song be a song that will help someone who is emotionally down to wake up. It should come with a kind of vibrant and impactful message. That's it. But with the enhancement financially and other area with advices, I'm always there pushing ministers and artists to make sure that they get to that place, that pinnacle in life. That's what I stand for. That's my objective.
Listening to a real music studio right now on your phone and every other monitor. This is Real Papa in studio. On the other side of America is Pastor Wilson, and on the other side of the world is Ghana, Reverend Kwado. Reverend Kwado, if you're listening to us right now and if you're able to talk and the network will give you the opportunity to speak to us, you are welcome to introduce yourself like I'm saying, and you are welcome to talk to Reverend Kwado directly. You are welcome to talk to Reverend Wilson. Oh no, he's gone again. So, Pastor Wilson, I don't want to take too much of your time. You have been doing great, and like I said, this job I'm doing is voluntary. When people come here, I don't like to bore them. You have answered. We have gone through all of the slides that I thought could impact this interview, and this interview with creating it for myself, I think we have done 100% perfect job. I can't trade you for anything. This is not a paid job. This is something that we are doing voluntarily. Let's consider that we call upon you for the next time. Will you be willing to come?
I'm always available. Just let me know in advance. I'll make myself available for this purpose. I will definitely be willing.
Okay, let's go to the computer and read one comment from a bishop, Dr. David Apapo. Read Bishop Dr. David Apapo. God bless Reverend Dr. Kwado from Ghana, following closely, and I'm enjoying the education. Okay, Bishop Dr. David Apapo. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. It's African name. Shout out to you, and thank you for being on Real Music platforms. You are welcome. Maybe one of these days we will tap on you for interview. We can't predict anything. You are welcome on this platform, and this platform, especially on the Sundays program, is meant to acknowledge the religious community. It's meant to acknowledge the religious community, and we will be discussing a lot of religious related topics here to empower people spiritually, emotionally, and we will serve as emotional therapists to people, growth and development. I can't say much to Pastor Wilson. You have done extremely well, and thank you so much for your service to us, and thank you so much for your service to upcoming artist community, Pastor Wilson.
You're most welcome.
Without talking too much, we will take leave of you and have a blessed day, and it was been too long day today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It was my pleasure. God bless.
God bless you. Thank you. Reverend Kwado, the interview is going to an end.
What did I do? You gave up that for me.
But if you stay here, we can talk to you a little bit. But Pastor Wilson is gone. He has done what he has to do. Your network never allow you to have this interview.
Mountain remover, omnipotent, unbreakable. I don't deserve your love. I don't deserve your grace. I don't deserve your grace. You receive my praise. I don't deserve your love, but you gave it anyhow. Favor for no labor. Breakthrough. Always see my way through. There is nothing impossible with you, oh God. Nothing compared to you, Papa. You are guy I know. You are guy I think. I will trust you. Put my hope in you. Never despise you. I will praise you until my number. Cause I'm your home. And my life belongs to you. Papa, take all the glory. Take all the glory. Papa, take all the glory. Take all the glory. Papa, take all the glory. Take it, take all the glory. Papa, take all the glory.
If you are tuning in, it was
Take all the glory.
Reverend Wilson
Papa, take all
co-hosting this interview.
the
And the interview was purposely
glory.
for Reverend Dr. Kwado from Ghana.
With
But with poor internet,
nothing, our head
we couldn't have him.
instrument, but it deserves all their growth.
And I don't know if we will still continue
Are you ready?
interviewing upcoming artists from Africa.
Come on. Praise God. Praise God. Take it to the left. Take it to the left. Take it to the right. Take it to the right. Turn the rock. Turn the rock. Turn the rock. Turn the rock. Praise God. Praise God. Take it to the left. Take it to the left. Take it to the right. Take it to the right. Turn the rock. 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 Somebody scream.
If you are just tuning in, this is Real Music Studio, acknowledging our Sunday services.
Let me see you dancing. Let me see you shaking. Somebody shout it victory. Instrument. Give it something.
If you never never share this work, you are welcome to share it now. Let's party together. Let's chill. It's party time. Train your gospel artists, and then we'll play the song. We are still going with the gospel artist playlist.
Lord be the God in the highest. 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 Papa, take all the glory. Take all the glory. Papa, take all the glory. Take all the glory. Papa, take all the glory. Take all the glory. Papa, take all the glory. Take all the glory. Papa, take all the glory. Dear God, good day, and how you doing? Is this the world that you created from beginning? From beginning? From beginning? From beginning? Dear God, good day, and how you doing? Is this the world that you created from beginning? Dear God, good day, and how you doing? Is this the world that you created from beginning? I get many questions on my mind that I cannot decipher. Many things going through my brain, but before that, the lost prayer, the lost prayer, the lost prayer. Our Father in heaven, holy is thy name. Thy kingdom come, that will be done on earth. Give us each day our needed bread, and forgive us of all our trespasses. Looking around, I see many misfortunes, so scary things spreading in the news.
Reverend Quado,
Like
we are honoring his voice. Dear God, is this the world that you created from beginning?
God, dear God, what's happening?
And he said, dear God, what's happening?
Happening.
And this song was created during the peak of the pandemic.
What's happening?
And then he was confused.
Hands
He
and
took his lyrics to the machine.
good day, and how you doing? Is
And he's one of the training artists.
from beginning?
He always say gospel in music
And how you
or music in gospel.
the one that you created from beginning? So many sicknesses, so many diseases, so many illnesses without any solution. People dying like flies, the eggs are spinning to the graveyard side. Where did we go wrong? Where did we move from? What's really happened that has so many atrocities? People dying like flies, the eggs are spinning to the graveyard side. Please God, do forgive us. Please God, do forgive us. We are all on our knees. Please God, do forgive us. Please God, do forgive us.
Sometimes his lyrics
We have
is what we go for.
a great
It is not how beautiful he sounds, but the lyrics mean a lot.
that's what we have.
But dear God, is this the world that you created from beginning?
Father, pray for forgiveness on me.
And he prayed for forgiveness.
I pray for forgiveness on behalf of that continent. I pray for forgiveness on behalf of professors and please
Reverend Dr. Quadu,
good day, and how you doing?
dear God, good day, Papa. And how you doing? Is this the world that you created from beginning?
Good day, and how you doing? This is the way that you created from beginning. Quack music, quack music, quack music.
Hey, Zubical Praise, this is glorious melody. Big all the things I've been through, they never see my struggle. Day and night I stay awake, for my dream to come true. Now they see me balling, then they want to hold me. You can never be against me, but you overcome me. No, say brother, Listen now, still, say kada, listen now, still, they always on my name. Say I will never be nobody. They always underestimate my ability. Try to push what I say no. I say no more. Now they see me body. Then they want to hold me.
Be gay.
Yeah, this
The Zugu man with the Zugu praise. I don't want no man. And these songs have been distributed on distribution platforms, promoting upcoming artists. That means our major goals.
God not bless me your way. You cannot take it your way. God not bless me your way. You cannot take it away. Now they see me balling. Then they want to hold me. You can always be against me, but you have a God. No. Say kada. Listen now, still. Don't be a killing. No. Say kada. Listen now, still. Don't be a killing.
It's worship time. Let's get in the attitude of worshiping our God, the Most High, with prophetess Praise Smith from Liberia.
Your name is powerful, your name is mighty, Lord. Yeah. Oh, we say, dreamer, I never. Wait, dreamer, at your name, my God. Comfort the situation, dreamer, at your name.
And we are
I call you Jesus.
going to end this broadcast right now. 2 minutes to go.
Hey, dreamer, your name. Oh, we worship you. Oh, we give you glory, my God. Hey, every power by your name, Jesus. Hey, trouble, for special God at your name, sorrow at your name, get some noise for your name, my God. Where's Latimos? The dreamer at your name. Oh, Jesus. My God, when Paul and son they call you impressive, my God. They shout your name, oh. Hey, you can't deliver them, my God. By the mention of your name.
1 minutes from now, we'll be ending this broadcast.
He was
It's
by.
been a long day.
Oh,
With real Papa
oh,
and other professional people
oh.
like Pastor Wissy
It was another by a day.
and Reverend Dr. Kwadu from Ghana.
Hey, sing that dream over your name.
It's been a long day. And so that's it for today. Thank you so much. You guys have been supportive of this work. I can't trade you for anything. And this is the world stage for upcoming artist promotion. We're going to be doing this every day,
You have been good.
giving the deserving platforms
You have been.
that stands out
Hey, unbeatable.
to the creativities
Hey,
of the most forgotten people
that's the
on planet Earth.
for you.
Upcoming artists,
I salute you.
upcoming musical artists.
I'm not seeing no one come to you and go back and sing Jehovah. Hey. Because you need a solution. Every problem must obey, obey, obey at the mention of your name. Oh my God. Hey. Oh. Yeah. Dream a dream over your name. Yeah. Dream a dream at your name. At your name, Jehovah. At your name, oh. Oh.
And so thank you for today.
Come to our rescue.